Notes for all of the elevations. So a couple things that I want to point out. I definitely like when notes can be aligned vertically or horizontally. This one isn't necessarily a good example of that, only because you got a lot of things going on here with windows and columns and interruptions in the flow, but maybe on the side. Just for example, like I aligned the step footer, the approximate grade, the brick, and the shingles are all sort of in a line. That shingle one could have been moved over a little bit to be on center, but even over here, I probably should have moved the shingle over, but whatever. These are all aligned. Okay, I like to avoid things like this where this brick is, you can't read that easily, and you could just as easily center it right here with the other brick one that's above. So we're definitely looking for symmetry and alignment, etc. I will point out that those notes are all found. I'm back to a template file here. So this is a job that doesn't have any walls or nothing at all. It's just a blank template. So all of those are found over in the annotation. So if you're the one finishing a job, you'll find them all here. If it says match brick or match stucco or siding or any of that stuff, all these match ones or match existing roof pitch and overhangs, those are for notes that are for additions, because you're normally taking the old and mixing and matching it with the new. And so, I mean, if you're doing a brand new house and it's not an addition, you can just, automatically you could just get rid of all those because they don't apply. And you're left with whatever, if you're working on a siding house and have any brick at all, you can just get rid of any references to brick. If it doesn't have any stone, get rid of any stone, etc. And just whittle that down until you find what's left of what you're working with, and then drag those over into place. Now, I do want to point out that if you grab a note from this 1/4 inch elevation, and you then are in the 1/8 inch elevations, and you paste it in place, the typeface is going to be the wrong size. So let's just paste that one here. You can see it's like half the size. You see it's 5 point as opposed to these are 9 point, so it's not even half size. So make sure you don't cross copy and paste notes so that doesn't happen. The 1/8 inch elevations already have their slew of notes in here that there should be something to grab from. If you need to customize one for some reason, then just grab any note and just edit it. So that's where those are. Want to make sure that if ceiling heights have changed, like almost all, a great majority of homes have 9-foot ceilings in the basement, 1 1/8 for first floor, 1 1/8 for the second floor. But if it's a beach home, or if it's whatever, the client just wants 10-foot ceilings on the first floor, whatever, that may have changed. So just make sure you are checking the story pole to make sure that hasn't changed. If it has, it should be apparent from looking at it, and you'll have to change it on the front, rear, and side elevations. For beach homes, I have this as a starter up here, and you can just drag that down into place, and those might be correct part of the time, and they may still need to be altered. But just make sure they're just nice and clean and evenly spaced. And I don't like these lines to go. I don't like the lines. I like these lines to all be lined up. I can see that those aren't. Normally they would be. Something got off there. So this line would normally line up with that, right through the center line of like this note here and that note there. These are always, not usually, these are always lined up. That was not perfect. I just noticed somebody must have got that off a little bit. These are always lined up, and even these, whenever possible, I just align everything everywhere. These are an equal distance. This line here from the bottom line, that's 1 foot 128, and it should be the same from here to here. So when you get to this point, I just want everything to be aligned. I think originally this was turned in and this was shoved all the way up, almost to the border. So I just brought it down and realigned it. just makes for a cleaner drawing. And that's that. The only other thing that we do is grade lines, which you may or they may or may not be apparent from what's going on in the house. So 9 times out of 10, I'll either have to put these in, or I'll just do a quick sketch on a drawing and show you how that goes. And that's that.